Welcome back to GDT Tech Reviews. In this video we are going to do a detailed review and pick the top 5 best smartphone under 15,000, 2022. So let us get started and the review based on our studies and small research. If you have any personal suggestion, do let us know in the comment section. If you are for the first time, don't forget to subscribe and click on the bell icon for more videos. We will be also providing affiliates link to purchase from Amazon. Kindly use to for best offers and purchase from anywhere in the world. So let's get started. Realme's Narzo 30 is a sharp contrast to the Narzo 20 Rs 11,499, which looked very basic. This new phone is offered in 2 finishes, Racing Silver and Racing Blue. We received a Racing Silver unit, and it looks quite premium. Both options have a shimmering off-center strip passing through the camera module. The Narzo 30's frame and back panel are made of plastic. The glossy back gathers dust and picks up fingerprints easily. It flexes a bit when pressed down on, even with a little pressure. Still, the overall construction does feel quite good and the plastic does not creak. The phone feels a bit thick at 9.4 mm but not too heavy at 192 grams. The seamless design from the display to the frame and to the back panel lends it a nice hand feel. It's comfortable to hold, offering a solid grip. There is a 3.5 mm headphone jack at the bottom alongside the Type-C USB port, primary mic, and speaker. The volume buttons are on the left side, while the power button with its embedded fingerprint reader sits on the right. One of the big changes to the Narzo 30 over the Narzo 20 is its screen. It's still a 6.5-inch LCD panel but now has a 90 Hz refresh rate and the resolution has been bumped up from HD+ on the Narzo 20 to Full HD+. The Realme Narzo 30 uses MediaTek's gaming-oriented Helio G95 processor, which has 2 high-performance 2.05 GHz Cortex-A76 cores and 6 power-efficient 2.0 GHz Cortex-A55 cores. The Realme 8's design is heavily focused on making it slim and light, and it does a very good job here. The all-plastic body helps it achieve a comfortable weight of just 177 grams, and it isn't very thick either at 7.99 mm. Both these figures are big improvements over the hefty Realme 7. The plastic back is a bit of a letdown, since the edges picked up scuff marks very easily. A glass back could have prevented this. The buttons on the Realme 8 have good feedback. At the bottom, we have the speaker, headphone jack, and USB Type-C port. The big change compared to the Realme 7 lies in the display, which is a 6.4-inch Super AMOLED panel with a Full HD+ resolution, rather than an LCD panel. This is the first time Realme's non-Pro number series has received the AMOLED treatment. With this display, you also get a speedy in-display fingerprint sensor, but you sacrifice the 90 Hz refresh rate that the Realme 7 offered. The display has a screen protector pre-applied but there's no official mention of reinforced glass, which previous models had. When we asked Realme, a company representative told us that it has used Dragon Trail glass on the Realme 8. The Realme 8 reuses the MediaTek Helio G95 SoC from the Realme 7, which has proven to be good enough for gaming at this price level. The Realme 8 is available in 3 RAM variants, all having the same 128GB of UFS 2.1 storage. The 4GB variant is priced at Rs. Xiaomi has introduced a new EVOL design language which freshens up the Redmi Note 10 series a bit. There's little scope for differentiation on smartphones, and the main bit of design flair we see is the camera module on the rear. The 4 lenses, all of different sizes, are arranged in a chunky but rounded panel that protrudes by about 1 mm from the rear. The rest of the rear panel is completely plain if you choose the frost white or shadow black options, though the aqua green color does have a slight gradient. Each of the 3 has a matching frame, which is flattened on the top and bottom. The rear panel curves at the sides to offer a comfortable grip. I like the matte texture of the rear panel, and it doesn't get smudged very easily, which means this phone still looks good after being used for a while. Thanks to the 6.43-inch screen and its relatively narrow borders, the Redmi Note 10 is actually quite easy to hold and manage. At 8.3 mm thick and 178.8 grams in weight, even one-handed use isn't much of a problem. The Redmi Note 10 is not only easier to handle than the Redmi Note 9, but also pretty convenient overall, considering its features and price. One design touch I don't quite like is the silver ring around the front camera, which is embedded into the top center of the screen. It's highly reflective and can be distracting when gaming or watching video, which defeats the entire purpose of having an embedded camera. The Samsung Galaxy M32 sports a 6.4-inch AMOLED display with a dewdrop notch at the top. It has thin bezels at the sides and the top, but the bottom chin is thicker. The frame and the back are made out of plastic. Samsung has curved the frame on all sides, which makes this phone comfortable to hold and use. Samsung has opted for a side-mounted fingerprint scanner which sits on the right side of the frame. This is now a common feature on smartphones at this price point. The fingerprint scanner on the side is slightly higher than where I would have liked it, but it's still reachable. The result of such placement is that the volume buttons are pushed further up and you'll need to stretch your thumb to reach them. On the left side of the frame is the Galaxy M32 SIM tray, which has 2 nano SIM slots and a dedicated slot for storage expansion. You do get a 3.5mm headphone jack on the Galaxy M32, at the bottom, along with the USB Type-C port and the bottom firing speaker. The back panel is glossy and picks up fingerprints rather easily. I had to keep wiping the smartphone to keep smudges off it. In the top left corner is the quad camera module that sits nearly flush with the back of the smartphone. The Galaxy M32 measures about 9.3 mm in thickness and weighs 196 grams, which is noticeable while holding it. The weight and bulk are largely attributable to the big 6,000 mAh battery it packs in. The Xiaomi 11T Pro isn't the most visually distinct smartphone in the world, but that's the company's T-line for you. It's a big phone, maybe too big for some people to comfortably use, as it was a stretch for us, and we've got fairly average-sized mitts, but that's because you've got so much screen space. On the right edge of the phone is a fingerprint scanner, which was just within reach for us but might be a struggle for some to hit. It's an impressively responsive scanner, and we never had trouble unlocking our phone just with a tap of our thumb. In fact, we sometimes found the sensor a little too sensitive. When we were holding the device in our hand while walking or on a run, even a slight brush of our thumb over the scanner would unlock the phone, meaning that we often unlocked the device when we didn't want to. We can't really mark a phone down for having a feature that's too good, but it's something worth noting. Just above the fingerprint scanner is the volume rocker. The handset has a USB-C port but no 3.5mm headphone jack, so fans of wired audio will need an adapter if they want to plug their cans in. A nice improvement over the Mi 10T Pro here is the camera bump on the back, which stuck out like a mountain range on the 2020 phone, but on the 11T Pro is much less imposing. The rear of the phone isn't without its issues though, as it's a fingerprint magnet. Holding and using the device for any length of time will turn the smooth plastic, which comes in a choice of white, blue, or gray, into a patchwork of smudges and marks. On paper, the Xiaomi 11T Pro's screen is arguably one of its biggest downgrades from the Mi 11, that's not to say it's bad, but the Mi 11's display was one of its key selling points, whereas it seems that Xiaomi is focusing on cameras for the 11T Pro.